Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video lecture, we will cover a new chapter of class 10, that is Our Environment of Biology. So let's begin with today's video. So, what is the basic difference between environment and ecosystem? Environment is the surrounding where organisms live, and ecosystem is the community where the biotic and abiotic components interact with each other. Environments and organisms environment changes as it moves from one place to another, and the ecosystem remains the same no matter where the organism travels. Environment is just a place and time, and ecosystem depends upon all the essential life processes such as photosynthesis. Ecosystem is of two types, natural and artificial. Natural is of two types, aquatic and terrestrial. Aquatic is divided into two, freshwater and marine. Freshwater is of three types, lotic, wetlands and lenticks, and marine are of three types, coastal areas, upwelling regions and open oceans. And terrestrial of three types, grasslands, desert and forest. Components of an ecosystem. There are two components, abiotic factors and biotic factors. Abiotic factors have two factors, climatic and edaphic factors, and biotic factors are three, producers, consumers and decomposers. Abiotic components are the non-living components of an ecosystem, include the physical environment, the soil, water, and along with the inorganic substances. The physical factors or climatic factors like light, temperature are also considered abiotic. Biotic are the components of an ecosystem community of organisms which is made up of many different interdependent population. The biotic community includes three types of organisms: producers, autotrophs, consumers, heterotrophs, decomposers, saprotrophs. The functioning of ecosystem. Ecosystem function as self-sufficient or independent unit in nature. From nutrient pool of earth, carbon dioxide and water are absorbed by the producers organisms with help of sunlight energy. The producer organism convert these organic substances into organic, and consumers derive their energy directly or indirectly from producers. Then an ecosystem involves input of energy and matter which are exchanged between living and non-living components in a cyclic process. Organisms can be grouped according to the manner which they obtain their substance from the environment: producers or autotrophs, consumers and decomposers. Producers or autotrophs, all green plants and certain blue-green algae which can produce food by the process of photosynthesis. These are the sources of nutrition for rest ecosystem. They take up CO2 and release oxygen in turn off into environment, thus balance the composition of air. Then consumers, organisms which are unable to synthesize their own food and consume the food produced by producers or eat other organisms, can be classified as herbivorous, carnivorous, omnivorous and parasites. Decomposers are microorganisms which feed on dead and decaying matter, example fungi and bacteria. This is the biotic components flowchart. Then food chain. A food chain is the flow of food energy from one organism to the next and to the next and so on. Then trophic level. Each step or level of the food chain forms a trophic level. First trophic level, the autotrophs are the producers, fix up solar energy and make it available for heterotrophs or the consumers. Second trophic level, herbivorous are the primary consumers. Third, small carnivorous or secondary consumers. Fourth trophic level, larger carnivorous or tertiary consumers. Then examples of food chain are this. Then loss of energy in an ecosystem. When one form of energy is changed to another, some energy is lost to the environment in the form which cannot be used again. The green plants in a terrestrial ecosystem capture about 1% of the energy of sunlight that falls on their leaves and convert it into food energy. When green plants are eaten by primary consumers, a great deal of energy is lost as heat to the environment. Same amount goes into digestion and in doing work, and rest goes towards growth and reproduction. Then loss of energy in an ecosystem, the 10% law. The average of the 10% of the food eaten is turned into its own body and made available for the next level of the consumer. Therefore, 10% can taken as the average value for the amount of organic matter that is present at each step and reaches the next level of consumers. Then have you noticed only 10% of the energy passes on the food chain? Now where does the 90% of the energy goes? Only 10% of the energy is passed from one trophic level to another. 90% energy is lost in the form of heat. Since so little energy is available for the next level of consumers, food chain generally consists only 3 or 4 steps. At which tropic level would you find greater number of organisms? Since this is a progressive loss of energy at successive tropic level, there are generally greater number of individuals at the lower tropic level of an ecosystem. The greater number is of the producers. Then food web, a group of several interconnected food chains where an organism gets food from more than one group of organisms is called food web. Instead of straight line food chain, the relation can be shown as a series of branching lines called a food web. Food pyramid, an ecological hierarchy of food relationships in which a chief predator is at the top. Each level preys on the next lower level, and usually green plants are at the bottom. Now summary, a food chain is always straight, which means it is unidirectional flow of energy. Then biomagnification. An interesting aspect of the food chain is how unknowingly some harmful chemicals enter our body through the food chain. The process by which a compound increases its concentration in the tissue of organism as it travels up the food chain. Then, as human beings occupy the top level in any food chain, the maximum concentration of these chemicals get accumulated in our body. And how do our activities affect the environment? In troposphere, ozone is deadly poison. At the higher levels of the atmosphere, that is in the stratosphere, ozone performs an essential function. It shields the surface of the earth from ultraviolet radiations of the sun. This radiation is highly damaging to organisms. Then depletion of ozone layer in the atmosphere. The amount of ozone in the atmosphere begins to drop sharply in 1980s. This decrease has been linked to synthetic chemicals like chlorofluorocarbons, which are used in refrigerators. Then, did you know ozone hole is a region of exceptionally depleted ozone in the stratosphere over the Antarctic that begins at the happens at the beginning of southern hemisphere spring. Then in 1987, the UNEP succeeded in forging an agreement to freeze CFC production. At 1986, it is now mandatory for all the manufacturing companies to make CFC-free refrigerators throughout the world. Then types of garbage based on matter, solid, liquid and air emission, based on degrading feature, biodegradable and non-biodegradable, based on environmental effect, hazardous and non-hazardous, based on source, household, industrial, radioactive, electric and medical and nuclear. Managing the garbage we produce. The household waste is called garbage. Garbage causes pollution of air, water and soil, so it should be disposed of properly. Disposal of waste means to get rid of waste. The disposal of waste should be done in scientific way. There are different waste methods: landfill, incineration, waste compactation, vermiculture, composting and biogas generation. Then recycling, process of converting waste material into new material and object, reduces the amount of non-biodegradable waste. Then landfill, in this process the waste that cannot be reused or recycled is separated out and spread as the thin layer in low-lying area across a city. A layer of a soil is added after each layer of garbage. Such land or area is declared unfit for construction of building for next 20 years. Then composting, vermicomposting, agricultural residues, feeds, animal manure, industrial waste and vermicompost. Improves plant growth, increases microbial activity, suppresses plant disease, high content of NPK and improves nutrients recycling. Then incineration, burning of substance at high temperature to form ash, reduces the volume of waste considerably, commonly used to dispose hospital waste. Then sewage treatment, STP, plants where sewage is filtered, organic material then the sewage is allowed to settle down and decompose in large tanks. The water from these tanks is clean and is released into water bodies. Then biogas formation, biodegradable waste such as food items, are animal waste, organic industrial waste from food packaging industries are sent to biodegradation plants. Here the organic matter serves as food for the microorganism. Then the NCERT questions, these are the answers. Then your homework question. Please take the screenshot of this and do. Types of ecosystem, natural and artificial. Flow of energy in an ecosystem. The interaction among various components of the environment involves flow of energy from one component to the another. Autotrophs capture the energy. This energy supports all activities. Then from autotrophs, energy goes to heterotrophs and decomposers. So thank you for watching my video. Hope you liked it and understood it well. Don't forget to like, share and comment my videos, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Till then, bye bye. Thank you.